All right, guys, welcome to the last edition of the master classes here. This is your Building Your Social Media Roadmap Masterclass. This is the third installment of the three master classes, so congratulations for making it to the third class. We appreciate all of you guys that are watching this live and on replay. If you're watching this on replay or if you're watching it live, I've got my team in here, so you can feel free to chat it up in the chat box down below or on the side. You may see that. And we'll make sure that if I can't get to your questions live, we can still at least get your questions answered or also follow up with you. So with that being said, let's hop into this thing, man. Pretty excited. We are, diving into the world of social, right? You've been with us for about 2.5, going on 3 months now. And the question that we have is, are you using the analytics to audit your efforts? Now, I know some of you guys have maybe, came in on a show special of some sort. You've already talked to somebody on the client success team, and maybe you're in a different package now than when you came in with us, and we've moved things around. You've already had your conversations with your account reps. That is all lovely. I love to see it, and hopefully you're super happy with the results that you're getting from us. But if you're still kind of in that same spot, now is a great time to audit your efforts. Audit what you've done as far as social media and the bonuses that you've gotten from us. If you came through one of our show specials, did you post the content? Are you posting content? Have you reviewed the analytics of your ads? Have you looked at all of the resources that we've provided for you? Have you went through your MM4A? That doesn't like that, does it? Nope. Have you went through your MM4A guidebook, right? You should have one of these guidebooks, so let us know if you do not. And this thing, if you walk through this page by page, it is literally a playbook for your office on how to use social media in your business. So, take a couple seconds, kind of audit that and figure out, hey, where am I at on my journey? Using analytics to drive your decisions. We talked about this in the Power of Analytics class, but again, reflect on your past 2.5 months. Have you utilized the resources and strategies that we've provided to enhance your digital presence? If you find social media efforts haven't matched your expectations, consider allowing us to do it all for you and take it completely off your plate. Our expertise can transform your online engagement, freeing you to focus on what you do best. We've had several clients that have reached out to us recently and, just shared tremendous results. Joe Armstrong was one. She had over 70 items sold last month from social media alone. If you're running a AI tool with us, AI lead detection or AI search detection on a website, either that you own or that we've built for you, you're generating some leads there. So look at that number of leads that are coming in. And then also the overall analytics of your business, right? This isn't a overnight get rich quick type of marketing, right? Branding is definitely a slow build. It takes about a quarter. That's why we do these master classes. But if you go back and you look in the last 2.5 to 3 months at the total number of people that have seen your brand, I would venture to guess that it's probably more than you've ever achieved in any single quarter of business up until this point. The power of paid advertising on Meta, namely Facebook and Instagram, allows you to reach so many users, so many individuals that, I just had Kevin Spann on my podcast last night. We were recording, and he said, DJ, in 2023 when things moved, and Kevin Spann, if you don't know who he is a large mega agency owner out of New York. He said, in 2023 they had a lot of things that changed, right? They couldn't write auto, they couldn't write home. There's a lot of things they couldn't write. So some of the direct to consumer, direct response type marketing and advertising, it just didn't make sense for him anymore, right? It didn't make sense to send out a bunch of postcards for people to call in and, try to get business off of, try to write business that they couldn't write. It didn't make sense to buy thousands of dollars worth of leads every week on people that they couldn't write business with. But what Kevin shared with me last night was he understood the power of keeping his brand in front of people because he knew that he was eventually going to be able to write it, right? Like insurance is like a pendulum. And so what happens is, insurance goes bad, insurance goes good, insurance goes bad, insurance goes good. One day you guys can't write anybody, the next day you can write everybody and your rates are the best in town. So he knew that keeping his brand top of mind and keeping it in front of people was super important. And so I would just urge you to look at your overall marketing picture, look at the analytics and say, hey, in the last 3 months, right, in the last quarter here, what did we spend money on when it comes to advertising and marketing, and how many people did that get us in front of? And then also look at your website traffic. I had a client the other day tell me, DJ, I just don't think I'm getting anything out of this. I said, what do you mean, man? Like we're driving hundreds of website visitors. Yeah, I just don't think I'm getting anything. We looked at his Google Analytics inside of his website traffic, and we were like almost 80% of the overall website traffic. It was like 450 visitors, and we drove 400 of them. So it's like, when you start looking at making cuts or making changes, keep that in mind that you're looking at the full picture, because our solutions, while they're somewhat ran in the background, it doesn't demand a lot from you. That can sometimes cause clients to think that they're not getting anything from it. But when you're talking about showing your ads, your name, your image, your likeness to thousands and thousands of people over and over and over again, if you're talking about building a website with us and putting our AI tools on there where we can generate dozens of leads for you, it really goes back to what this slide says. It's using analytics to drive the decision. So we'll start with that. I won't belabor that anymore. We'll talk about your roadmap moving forward. I've got kind of 3 different tracks for you, if you will, and I'm going to sketch out something here on my iPad in a second and share that with you guys as well. Hopefully the technology plays nice with us. But as you're going down your roadmap, you need to start thinking, like, what's your strength in your agency, right? And do you want to be the name in the face of the agency? I have some agents that are like, like a Kevin Smith. It's like, absolutely, man. I want my name, my face on it. Like when they think insurance, I want them to think Kevin Smith, right? I have other agents. We've got an agent in Texas that's like, dude, I don't want my name or face on it at all. Put my team on it. I want my teams to be the brand. That's who does the business. Like, let them handle it. And then they make the social media content. That's totally fine. But what I would tell you is you need to have a point person, right? I had a mentor that told me one neck to choke. And so you need to have a point person that says, hey, I'm going to take social media and run with it, and my strength is my voice. And so, hey, let's do a podcast, right? If you have a really good voice, what my dad used to say, he has a face for radio, right? If you have a face for radio, but your voice is fantastic, you could be looking at podcasting, right? Podcasting allows you to amplify your reach while establishing yourself as a trusted authority in the insurance space. You can delve into various insurance topics, share success stories, even bring in guest speakers from the industry to offer a broader perspective. And you can become a go-to resource, fostering loyalty and trust among your audience. One of the other things we keep hearing from clients is, man, business just seems easier to close if the leads come from social. If people have seen my brand over and over and over again, and they've got a really good understanding of who we are and what we stand for, what ends up happening is that your salespeople are closing deals a little easier, and that's hard to put a number on, right? You also will notice that the leads are more exclusive. If somebody comes to you based on your brand, that lead by default is going to shop less people than just someone who is just randomly searching on the internet. So if your voice is your asset, then podcasting may be of use. How about presence, right? This is why I make so many videos. This is why I love doing what I do, because it's so much fun to be able to make content for you guys that's valuable and helps you grow your business. I enjoy being on camera. I have a presence for it. And so if you're comfortable in front of the camera, use it to your advantage and create informative and relatable video content, much like I'm doing today. Video content has the power to make insurance a much more approachable and less intimidating topic. I will tell you though, like, you've got to have like the hook, right? And it almost needs to be like the hook, saying, things like, if your house burns down tomorrow, here's 3 things that you should have lined out with your insurance agent, right? Like, oh, wow, if my house burns down tomorrow, right? I just had a client that called me, they got in a car crash. Here's the first 3 things I told them to do, right? Oh, wow, it's a hook, right? You're getting that hook at the beginning. You have the ability with video to do short form vertical content, which makes it a lot more reachable, meaning you can get your message out to more people. From detailed explanations of policies to testimonials from satisfied customers, video allows you to connect with your audience on a more personal level. Highlight the people in your agency. share stories that matter, and use visual storytelling to break down barriers. One of the things that I often will share is that there's an online world and an offline world, right? So there's two different worlds that are happening simultaneously. And what happens is when you have the offline world and the online world happening at the same time, we're at the Bands and Barbecue, right? Which is the offline world, and we paid $500 to be a sponsor, and we're there, and we've got our pop-up tent, and we've got all our swag we're giving out, and we got all our propaganda on our table. But what we can do is we can amplify that effort, meaning that the money, the resources, the time that you put out to do that, real world offline activity, by making videos and taking pictures and posting that online onto social. You then amplify those efforts. You then amplify those resources that you use to go online, and people that never even made it to the Bands and Barbecue event now see that you're a sponsor, right? They now see that you're involved in the community. They now see that, oh wow, he was out there, and oh wow, maybe I'm gonna now come to the Bands and Barbecue, right? You guys will be able to strengthen and strengthen is probably not the right word. Amplify or like exponentially increase the ROI on the money that you're spending with your offline stuff if you just take it online, right? So any of those events, any of those things that you guys are doing, put that out there. And listen, some of this can be used for good too. So I'll give you guys a real world example. Every quarter, my team does a give project, right? So our 4 core values are growth, innovation, velocity, and excellence. And so the acronym GIVE ties back to our core values. And so every quarter we do a give project with a local charity called the Family Scholar House. The Family Scholar House's mission is to raise people out of poverty through education. So I always say they give people a hand up, not a hand out, which is why we love partnering with them. Most of the people that they helped are women and mothers that come from really bad situations. And so while we're partnering with these people and we're this organization, and we do things like reverse trick-or-treating, or most recently we did a backpack drive. This last quarter, we took our own medicine, right? The stuff I'm teaching you right now, we took a dose of our own medicine, and I said, hey, let's see what we can do to amplify this message. Like, it's one thing for us to give back, but what if we put this on social and we make a lot of content around it, and we say, hey, if you want to give back, like, we're doing this thing with Family Scholar House, come help us. And we actually had, our team members were sharing it to their personal pages, and we had people that made donations, monetary donations. We actually had another company that we don't even work with that saw our post. It was shared by one of our team members. It was friends of a friend, basically, that donated a bunch of school supplies to Family Scholar. So it's like, don't think that by elevating your presence, by elevating and making content, putting it online, it's all for selfish gain. You can also do it to make the world a better place. And we proved that this last quarter, that our donation was much bigger, much better than it could have been, because we shared what we were doing with the rest of the people in the world. So something I want to share with you guys is super important. And I think it's also one of the powerful reasons of why you can make content. All right, let me hop back over here. We should be good. Cool. All right, so that's presence, storytelling, breaking down barriers. Again, just like I told about Family Scholar House there, storytelling videos, it'll keep people engaged. How about writing? This is not my strength, okay? I'm mildly dyslexic. My handwriting is awful. This is not one of my strengths. And so you guys won't see on CoachCarroll.com like plethora of blog posts that I've written. It's not gonna happen. More than likely, if you see a blog post, it's gonna be in short form, like sentences, like punchy sentences with a bunch of text, like ... at the ends, right? They're almost just like statements. Or you're gonna see like a video that then I go rip the transcript from, and that's the text in the post. It's not something I'm good at, and so I don't try to force myself to do it. I focus on letting the team handle those things that I'm not good at, right? And so like Amy on our team writes our blog posts for our company. But if you're good at writing and you have exceptional writing skills and love to do it, love to do storytelling, you can use your expertise in the digital world as well. A well-crafted blog can serve as an invaluable resource for your audience. Blogs not only enhance your website's search engine optimization, drawing more traffic to your agency, but they also help in positioning you as an authoritative voice in your field, right? And so if you want to write about different things that you see or different things that have happened and you want to share that, you can do that in writing. It sets yourself apart as a thought leader and builds trust and credibility with your audience. So if writing is your gig, then let's do it, right? That could be what you want to. That could be what you want to do. So now we're going to be talking. Now that we've talked about that, right? Voice, video, and writing. I'm going to share this with you, and we're going to draw a little roadmap here. Let's see. Make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Go, Community 5G. And I'm going to draw a little roadmap for you guys. And I'm going to stop this here and share. Advanced AirPlay. All right. All right, cool. So here we are. Awesome. All right, so I've got my iPad pulled up here, and so essentially what we're going to focus on for the last couple minutes here, I'm going to get you guys out of here shortly, is this yellow brick road. So we're following the yellow brick road just like in The Wizard of Oz. And so on this yellow brick road, you've pretty much already started your journey with this in some form or fashion with Meta, right? And so this could be on Instagram. It could also be on Facebook, right? So if you're here through a show special, you probably have some ads running from us, right? Those could just be 2D graphic ads. You could also potentially have some video ads running if you've upgraded to our deluxe. And that would be like maybe the next couple steps, right? Looking at our deluxe solution and then also maybe our premium solution. When you get into the premium solution, some really cool stuff starts to happen because you start to get to play with our AI. And Frank, I believe you have a website with us that has some of the AI tool capabilities on it, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I do.
All right, beautiful. So you're already kind of on this journey with us, man, which is really, really neat because as AI continues to evolve, it's happening super quick. And I was talking about this with Kevin Spann last night as well. You know, we're working on Ally is our platform. That is our AI platform that we have. And so if you're on the app already and you have an account, you're probably already set up with Ally. But just to give you guys an example of how fast this thing moves, about 3 months ago, I had the idea that, hey, I wanted Ally to be able to engage with our clients because part of the power of AI is having them being the clients, having the clients, their experience improved by utilizing Ally, right? And so the idea was like, hey, let's train it on all our sales and service calls. And that way, if Frank comes and says, hey, Ally, you know, what's the average cost per click that I should be looking at on my dashboard? Boom, she would be able to answer that question, right? Well, to do that, we had to go find a data scientist in New Zealand that basically had to quantify all of the transcripts and a bunch of jargon that I didn't even understand. It was way over my head, but it took a couple months. And as I got back to working on this project recently, I go back into ChatGPT and I'm like, all right, cool, let's train this model. And ChatGPT says, oh, hey, you can just upload the text file now if you'd like. So by the time I went and had to figure out how ChatGPT wanted us to train the model and did all that work, by the time I got back to them, they had already improved so much that now they can just take a text file and import it. And so it's like the power of AI is moving so fast that really I don't think anybody can have an accurate guess of where we're going to be at by 2030. by the end of this decade. But as we're looking at our social media roadmap and our journey here as we're moving along, maybe we're wanting to look at a deluxe, right? You're gonna get like 4 times the media buy in that account. You're gonna get about 10 times the impressions. So if you're just in a standard solution with us right now, and Frank, I know you're not, but maybe somebody watching it on the replay is, by moving into these higher packages, you're gonna get more ads displayed, which is gonna drive more traffic. That brings me to my next piece, which is a website. Website in a Week is our product that we have that can create a website. Now again, check with compliance, make sure this is good. If you're an Allstate agent, we've already got that cleared, we're good to go. Farmers agents were cleared. State Farm, you guys are not allowed to have it, but if you're an independent and you're watching this, make sure you check with compliance to check on that first. Because now it's all about taking this traffic that we generate here from any of the ad campaigns, and we're just trying to drive people to a better online experience, right? This is the problem when you have a corporate site. The experience isn't great. You look exactly the same as everybody else. And ultimately you're sharing your data with corporate as well, right? Like they could maybe even get to those leads before you guys do. But also some of our AI tools, we can't use those with corporate. So like we have to have a standalone site for those, and that's able to generate leads through our AI lead detection. This is what I would call kind of like the trifecta. When you have meta ads up and running, you've got your AI tools set up, and you've got a website in a week with us. It's a Kentucky term because the trifecta, is a horse racing term. We're in the home of Kentucky Derby. So as we're like venturing along, we try to get most of our clients at least to this stage to where they're to the trifecta point, right? Which is right here. So we've got a website, we've got Alley plugged in, we've got our ads running, and now we're gonna say, hey, what's the next steps for us? Maybe it's going over to Twitter, right? Or X as they call it, right? Maybe you guys are wanting to get some ads running over there, because some of the people that are on Twitter aren't on Facebook or Instagram, right? Like they're not gonna cross those platforms. Maybe it looks like LinkedIn, if you're focused on more business to business things. Maybe if you say, hey, look, I'm a female agent and I love working with other females, like, okay, cool. Maybe we need to look at Pinterest. But as you progress down this road, there's other platforms, but then there's other resources for you guys. So maybe for you that says, hey, I'm gonna start writing a blog, or I'm gonna start a podcast. And then from this podcast, I'm gonna put the long format on YouTube. I'm gonna put the shorts on social. And then I'm going to take the transcript and make that the blog, right? And so now I'm doing one big piece of content and I'm distributing across multiple platforms. Little cheat code for you guys. This is the format that, that is not a highlighter. There we go. This right here, this is the format that I use. So I do podcasting. We break it down into shorts. We break it down into long on YouTube. We put it on the blog, and then we pile it back into LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram so that my users are seeing that. That is the strategy that I use myself, right? And so what I'm sharing with you is not something out of like a pie in the sky, like woozy wazy, let's like dream up some hocus pocus. It's actually the strategy that I use. So as you venture down this road called social media, I want you to kind of think about what that looks like for you. And hey, if you get to the trifecta and you're like, hey man, I'm good right here, bro. Just keep me on Facebook and Instagram, give me good ads running, pump out some organic content. I've got my website with you. I've got my AI lead detection. I'm good. That's totally okay with us. My job today is just to share with you the roadmap past what you probably have already figured out by working with my team. Some agents are like, hey, I'm good with the standard solution, man. I'm sunsetting out. All right, I just want some paid Facebook and Instagram ads so that I'm visible. I know that's where my people are going to see me, and that's fine. Some people will stop at deluxe. Some people will stop at premium. It's totally up to you. This is your roadmap. But what I would impress upon you is to make sure that you have a strategy of some sort, right? It's not just like throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. Let's take a strategic approach with this so that you can win in the long term. What we hate to see is when agents like hop in with this, try for a couple months, then they hop to the next thing for a couple months, they hop to the next thing for a couple months, and they're always looking for that like magic bullet. There's no magic bullet when it comes to branding. When you're building a brand, it's a long game. But if you do it right, what ends up happening is the same thing that happened in my very first startup. My first business I started out of high school, I still own today. We have grown year over year the past 4 years and have done zero paid advertising because we've built a brand, we've built a big enough customer base that now all I do is I send out email marketing, I send out text marketing, and I send out ringless voicemails, right? So emails go out with specials, text messages are reminders, and ringless voicemails is a one-to-many model. And so these ringless voicemails are huge. And you guys, if you're on the Alley app, you'll see this. It's at the top. It's a self-service portal. It allows you to record one voicemail and distribute it to multiple people. So like say you have a bunch of customers that are only like monoline auto or monoline home, or maybe you have a bunch of customers that are, you have home and auto, but you don't have any life insurance placed with them. What you can do is you can record a voicemail, and so like I'll role play here with Frank, as I'll say, you know, if Frank's my customer that has maybe only auto insurance with me, I'd record a voicemail and I would say, hey, it's DJ from ABC Insurance. Sorry I missed you. I'm your agent. First off, just want to say thanks so much for having your business with us. We really appreciate that. But secondly, I was actually looking at your account and I found something that was a little alarming to me as I was just doing a policy review. If you can, give me a call back here at the office, That again, that number is Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much. Right? That is not specific to Frank. That's specific to every single person that only has an auto policy with me. So now I'm just going to copy and paste all those phone numbers of those people that have auto line only with me right into the ringless voicemail software that's self-service and super easy to use. And then boom, it's going to drop that voicemail into all of their inboxes. And then when they call me back and Frank's like, DJ, I got your voicemail. What's wrong, man? You said there was something wrong with my policy. No, Frank, I didn't say there was anything wrong. I said I found something that was a little alarming. You know, you only have your auto with us. Like, do you have like renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance? Oh, yeah, man. I got that through Safeco. Well, dude, what was alarming to me was like you only had one policy with us, which means you're missing out on a ton of discounts. Like, if you got a couple minutes, man, I could run some numbers for you and see what that would look like if you had another policy, maybe able to save you money and then just put everything under one roof so it's easier for you. Sound fair enough? Boom, right? Like now you've got those people that are now getting re-quote opportunities for you inside of your business because they're already in your book, right? They're already expecting to be called from you. And so when you play the long game with branding, the ultimate goal is to eventually get to the point where you don't even have to tell anybody about you anymore. They know who you are, right? Like now that begs the question, if you're Coca-Cola, who everybody knows, like, well, why do they still spend $3 billion a year on advertising? It's because they know that the day they stop advertising, somebody else is going to try to gain market share, right? And so as long as you're growing, you want to be in this space on social, building your brand, getting it out there. If you get to the place where you're like, hey, I'm sunsetting, or I'm just riding this thing to retirement, there's your option as well. Again, there's no right or wrong answer here. I just want to share with you guys the roadmap. And so know that as you continue along this process, if you want to venture into these other platforms, if you want to venture into, we're launching a giveaway campaign today for Joe Armstrong. If you want to do a giveaway campaign, we can do that to increase page likes and followers. There's a lot that our team can do to help you with your digital presence online. Joe's doing it around her anniversary of her office, which is really great for increasing page likes and getting engagement. But with that being said, I'll wrap it up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Frank, if you want to unmute, if you have any questions for me, man, happy to chat with you here in the final 10 minutes that I've got scheduled here.
Yeah, really quick, that ringless voicemail is pretty intriguing. I'm Googling as we're talking.
Yeah.
Is that something that you make use of through your AI company, or do you have a separate account with the ringless voicemail company?
No, so we actually have that built into our system. So when you're inside of Alley, let me just go ahead and show you guys on a screencast real quick. Stop the share and share here. So I'm just on our homepage right now, right? So if you go to Modern Marketing for Agents or mm4a.ai, or if you're in the Alley app, it's also inside of there. But if you just go to Power Ups from our homepage, and then you'll see ringless voicemails down here. So you'll just click on ringless voicemails. And this is just a little bit about what they do and how you can do them. Andy's actually working on a video right now of 3 strategies that you can use. We typically say do not send more than 500 at a time. We get about a 10% response rate out of these. So if you drop 500 of these at once, Frank, your phone's going to start ringing. So you want to make sure that you got the team to handle it. But it's super simple. All I did was click on this send ringless voicemail button, right here. Boom, click that. And then you just put your name, your email in, your phone number that you want it to come from. This should be your office number. And then it's copy and paste. It's super simple. We made this system as easy as possible. So what this would look like, if you can copy and paste out of your CRM, or if you need to export, if you want to pull a list and then export it, and then you just highlight all those and copy and paste them right here, 1 phone number per line, no empty lines. Makes it super simple. And then schedule the date and the time. So whatever date and time you want this thing to go out. We typically say don't send it any earlier than 10 a.m. and don't send it any later than 3 p.m. because you want to have time for people to be able to call you back. You don't really want to send this thing at like 5 p.m. and then leave the office because you're going to have a bunch of callbacks. And the power of this is like it rings their phone for like a half a second so it shows them missed call. And then they have a voicemail that pops up and it says it's from your office number. So it's really cool. And then all you got to do is just upload an audio file. So you'll just come in, grab an audio file, select it, put it in there. It's got to be in a WAV, MP3, or a M4A format. And then you go to checkout. It'll take you to the next page. The minimum is $20 per send. So there's no subscription. This is all just a pay-as-you-go platform. It's a $20 minimum and then 10 cents per basically voicemail that we drop from there on out. So it's super simple. And then the other big thing, Frank, is like you've got us, you're our client. So if you want Nick to hop on or Kevin to hop on and help you, send your first one out, we can do this. This is great, man. I mean, the mono line, auto, and home is a good strategy, but also like having your team, train your team on how to use this. On the first Monday of every month, they could go in and pull everybody's birthday down for the month. And then you could record a message, Frank, that says, hey, it's Frank Halstead. I'm your local agent. Just wanted to say I appreciate your business. Listen, I know your birthday's coming up this month, and sorry I missed you, but was just giving you a quick call to say happy birthday. I hope it's an awesome month for you, and lots of celebrating, fun, and enjoyment. If there's anything we can do, let us know, right? Boom. Dude, look how personal that looks now, right? Like, now your customers are like, oh, wow, that was my insurance agent. Like, I haven't heard from him in 6 months, and he just called. He remembered my birthday. Like, it's such a cool gamification way that you can duplicate yourself. Really, it's like cloning yourself more than anything. So, pretty powerful stuff, man.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And just let us know if you need any help on that. So. Cool, guys. Well, I will wrap that up. If you guys have additional questions, please let us know in the chat. The team will be on here for a bit. But in the meantime, if you want to send us an email, support@carroll.media, then we can also answer your questions that way. And then remember, you can always go to mm4a.ai, and in the top corner, there's a big green button. You can click there to schedule a call with us, and we'll hop on a Zoom, answer any questions for you as well. On behalf of my team, I wish you guys all the best. Here's to your success. Until next time, hustle, it's worth it. Take care.